Hey everyone, welcome to the Sanctum. This is AL. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading about, do I have a karmic burden? I know, you're wondering, why this? Why is she doing this one? Well, thing is a lot of people have said many a times, I seem to be cursed, and it seems like I'm always cursed no matter what I do. And those of you who've said this to me know who you are. So we're going to talk about whether or not you actually have a karmic burden. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And here's the funny thing about karmic burdens. We're going to be able to get rid of it. A lot of times karmic burdens are something you can actually get rid of simply by doing certain things, changing certain items. So we're going to go through them. Now, just to let you know, the decks for today are the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, the Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition, Wisdom of the Oracle, the Moonology deck, and we're going to use the Simple Tarot to expand upon these, the karmic burdens that we're going to look at, if you have one. Now, you can pick out of 6 decks. We have Opalite. Yay! Super 7. One of my favorites. Super 7. Cinnabar. Which is actually Epidote. Is it Epidote, I think? And Scapolite. Ametrine. Yay! Astrophyllite. I love this stone. I got a big piece. I got a great deal on it, and since then I have been like, I love you, you go everywhere. And then white aragonite. So what I want you to do, because it doesn't matter which, if you pick by stone or by deck, my idea here is that you just take what energy comes upon you, whichever one draws you in, says me, 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 that's the one that's for you. So what I want you to do is, again, just like I normally tell you to do, I want you to close your eyes, breathe in deeply, slowly exhale, and open your eyes, and pick whichever one calls to you. Now remember, anytime when we do a reading, take what resonates, let go what doesn't. Since it is a general reading, it's going to appeal to many people, and so different things will pop to different people along the way. So we're going to go with white aragonite first. So we're going to move a couple of people out of the way, so we can do this reading in fairly peaceful moments here. Alright. So white aragonite, what do you have to tell us about karmic burden? That actually makes a lot of sense. So people who've picked right aragonite, we're gonna have to talk a bit. I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying that you make sense in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to tell you don't have any karmic burden, but your karmic burden is something not that hard to do. It's just something that you've dealt with a lot. So, biggest thing about your karmic burden is pride. Don't let your pride get in the way. And we know it is something that you've had to deal with in the past because of the spiral dancer. It talks about being perceptive and having to do a circuitous route. As we know, time is not linear. It is actually spiral. So we know that this is something, your pride has been something that has had to be dealt with time and time again. More importantly, we also know that your pride has led to some issues within love. And it can be changed. Storks are the root of change. We also know that you've been wanting to exchange at different times, wanting to change your life, wanting not to be that person. So what we're going to do is see what we can do to make a difference in this karmic burden. Get past the pride route. Because, pride it's one thing to be proud of something, but having pride, extreme pride, is really not easy. So one thing we know is that a lot of your pride results is from having secrets and not being wise. We also know that a lot of times you feel like you're juggling things. You're having to make a choice. Sometimes it's that you've been juggling things for so long. You're so proud that you've been able to do this, juggle these things and not drop anything. And you're thinking, look at this. Not everybody can do it this way. Well, you shouldn't have to. I mean, dude, do that. Nah. This is not something to be proud of. This means that you're not in balance. You should be. You've also dwelt on the past in disappointment and grief. So we need to break that chain. Part of your pride has to deal with the fact that you broke somebody's heart. How rude. So you can get over it. You have to develop respect for somebody else. You need to get rid of your responsibilities. You need to not take on as many. You need to stop putting your needs first for once. You need to put somebody else's needs ahead of your own. Because it's not always about you in this situation. As a famous character once said, let it go. And I would sing it for you, but I'm waiting for Frozen 2 to be released this year. Because I know my niece is going to want to go see it, and then I will have a soundtrack to actually have to sing to her with. So, hey. So, you need to let go. You need to let go of this pride. This bad pride. It's one thing to be proud that you've accomplished something. Your pride has been... You've broken hearts. You need to change. You've been wanting to change. Exchanging, you've been trying different ideas that haven't been working because you go back to the idea of, look at me trying to do all this stuff, and most people should be proud that I can do all this. Hell no. So can you do it? Can you get over it? Yeah. Five of Pentacles in reverse says that you can get over any of the insecurities and isolation that you've had because of financial issues if you just give up this whole pride issue. Will you? Will you give it up? Well, according to the Ten of Pentacles, you're going to build a family. You're going to have a retirement. You're going to have investments for the future if you do it. So, it's up to you. Will you or won't you? Your karmic path is ahead of you. You do have the option of coming off that karmic path. Changing your karmic path to something better. Breaking the karmic chain of the karmic burden you've been on. Karmic burdens are meant to be broken if they're not good for you. This karmic burden sucks. Get rid of it. But will you? Well, that's your call. Alright, White Aragonite, that's yours. Hopefully, it'll do something for you. So, we're going to go to Cinnabar. My favorite Cinnabar. And let's talk about... Ooh. Yeah. Your karmic burden. Alright, Cinnabar, you and I gotta talk. So, any of you others out there, y'all can just pop out of here for a little bit. But if you want to listen, you can, because you may hear some things that resonate on your level. Only reason why I say this is because this one just kind of said, well, shit. So, let's talk turkey. Let's be boldened and emboldened by this karmic burden and see what we can do. So first thing is we're going to talk about the scythe. You have a tendency to cut people down a lot. This is something you've done all of your life, every life. You tend to think that by cutting people down, and I mean cutting people down not just with words, I also mean by actions. You've cut people down either through taking away their homes, by taking away their businesses. I mean, you have been ruthless. Absolutely freaking ruthless. And this ruthlessness has extended over into this lifetime in some shape, way, or form. You may not think it is, but it is. You've forgotten the path of true north, the path of truthfulness, making excuses. The compass should be guiding you, and you are not following the compass the way you should be. How do we know that you need to break this? The fates have already written in the stars that if you do not change your path and change your ways, that you are going to be a karmic burden. This burden is going to break you again this round. You will lose everything, including your soulmate. So, let me make this clear. You continue in the path that you are doing now, you will lose everything. Do I make myself clear on this? How do we know you need to make a change? The High Lord of Gratitude and Service. You have never in your life served others. You've tried, but you've made it about you. Well, they hurt me. Or, you know, they had to be taken down because they were acting out like da-da-da-da-da. Well, yeah. But was it about you? Well, I had to step in. But was it about you directly? Or were you trying to save the other person? Well, I was trying to stop them, but then why did you make it about you? Well, I'm the one that went in and stopped them, but it's not about you. It should have been about, I went in and made them stop hurting the other person. Now the other person's doing better. It's not about you directly. Yes, you stopped the action, but you should have done that in service of the other person, not to make yourself the hero. It's about selflessness, humility, conscious action. Where was your humility? Energy is gaining momentum. You need to start making choices before you're locked into a path where you cannot break it. You are on a path that you can change right now. Your path is wide open. You have friendship and support to make that change. You need to look within with rest and recovery to make that change. If you make that change, you will have fortune. You will have everything in your life that you have ever dreamed of. Why, and everything that you've always kept losing will be there. But you need to make that change. Find your true strength. Maintain your boundaries. Stop running over people. Yes, when you first start doing this, you are going to have some hard moments. You're going to end up having to start over in some ways, emotionally. Some of your friends are those type of bullies and people that you really don't need to be around. So you're going to have to start over some friendships. But they're going to be better friendships than you ever had before. How do we know? You're planning and determining for your future. Do you want a good future? Of course you do. So temperance is key. True temperance is key. You've never had temperance in your life before. So this is going to be the way and the path for you. The hardest part of temperance is the fact that you need to learn how to be self-confident without being cocky. You need to learn how to have balance without bullying others, without taking them down with you. It's not easy. Sometimes you do it out of the fact that you've been bullied. Hurt them before they hurt you. Sound familiar? Problem is then you start taking on innocence. And that's not cool. Not acceptable. So your karmic burden is one that's going to be harder to overcome because of that. But once you do, you're going to learn that there's going to be more people out there who are willing to help you. Teamwork, collaborations. It's going to basically allow you to have more success. You're going to have balanced fairness in your life. There's going to be more of a success mode for you because of that. We know that because of the fact that you're going to have more abundance in your life. So what we're looking at here for you, Cinnabar, is we're looking at the fact that you've hurt people in the past, and some of it may be due to good reason that they've hurt you first. But there comes a point in time when you have to make the choice of, am I better than that? Am I willing to grow up and grow out of the fact that of spitefulness? Because those are past, like way past. Not everybody acts that way. Taking them out before they take you out is stupid. Not everybody's like that. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service says that you have the capacity to be full of love and beauty, that you have the capacity of service and to be full of abundance and balance and temperance. If you give yourself a chance, work with your friends. Yes, you're going to have a slow part where you're going to have some setbacks, but for you, if you do this, you're going to have so many more benefits in the long run. But it's going to be harder for you because of the fact that you have an attitude that says that I deserve to be this way because of what has happened to me in the past. But the fates have said, if you don't stop, that this is basically going to continue on in every single lifetime, because this is something you've chosen to do, not something that it has to be. So you can either choose to stop, or you can choose to be punished from this time forward. Choice is yours. The fates are giving this up to you to make that final decision. But once you've made that choice, now that you know that it's clearly your choice, once you make that choice, the fates will sit there and hold you to that. So make the right decision. If you want happiness, if you want your soulmate, if you want blessings beyond compare, step up, step right. Get with the groove. You've got this. All right. That's Cinnabar. So, our next one is going to be Ametrine. Ametrine, Ametrine. Everybody needs a little Ametrine. Okay, Ametrine, let's see what your karmic burden is and what you need to do. Oi. Okay. Yours isn't as bad. So, yeah. Okay, Ametrine, you're probably one of the ones that's got a pretty simple karmic burden. And your karmic burden isn't really a bad burden per se, which is cool, really. But it's one that can deeply affect a person. And I say that because of the fact that I can relate to this a little too closely. So let's talk. Work through your fears. Your fears have always been the predictor for your burden. You let your fears rule you. And in this lifetime, your fears have been the guide of your life. I fear this, therefore I'm going to not do this, and this. So it has been part and parcel of the way and the reason certain things have happened to you. The Web Weaver says itself that it is all about synchronicity, cause and effect. Certain causes have affected you with the fear, but synchronicity also says that you can get out of this fear. You have to make choices. You have to be in that position. It's also why you haven't seen your soulmate, or a heartmate for that matter, somebody who can help you move forward in this lifetime. You have not had that yet because of the fact of the lack of wanting to break out of that fear mode. If I stay in my little lane, I won't have to worry about trying to do anything more. They have to come to me. Well, no. You have to come and meet out people too. And that's one of the big things that most people do not realize, is that this is not all about story tales and fiction. It is about your life. Your life says that you need to go out and meet. You need to break free. Even when it comes to your soulmate, a lot of this has to deal with the concept of breaking free. Now, you've been in the tower of fear that has kept you protected in some ways. But in some ways, it hasn't let you loose, hasn't let you out. And that's not cool for you. Now, that being said, the Dreamwalker says that you can. You need to break free of the illusions. You need to imagine yourself being able to be breaking free out of that fear and going forward. And we know it's possible because the Fool card says that you can reach that innocence, that your journey can begin free and start over. Why? Because you're guaranteed success if you do try. But you do have to try. Wish fulfillment says, hey, if you do it, everything in the universe will coincide for you. Will you do it? Will you become victorious? Come on, give it a shot. Get your love. It's here for you. Break free of that fear. Fear is what you make of it. Succeed. You're going to be tempted to not have it. But all these other signs say, come, step out of that path of fear. Walk with us. Imagine you having success. And then do it. You've got this. Go for your dreams. Step out of that cage. Make yourself happy. Let go of that karmic burden. It's not for you anymore. You've outgrown it. And it's okay to set it down and walk away from it. It doesn't have to be yours anymore. That's what you're being told. Your soulmate is waiting for you, forgives and trusts you. So, will you do it? Will you go on for this betterment that's waiting for you? It's just outside your door. It's just outside. Just gotta open up that door from that tower that's been strangling you and keeping you locked up like Rapunzel. Open it up, step out, and learn to live life to the fullest. Once you do, you're going to have all these blessings. You're going to have a moment where you're going to want to run back in. Ah! Don't. All these things say that this journey for you is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, walk with it. Run with it. Ametrine, you're part of the heart and soul. You see more. You see clearly. You are a protector stone. So, be wise. Protect yourself. You've got this. Alright. That's for Ametrine. So we're going to go to the next set. And we're going to do Astrophyllite. Astrophyllite. How I love thee so. Astrophyllite. Abundantly. Actually, the stone itself is really good for not only for astral protection and soulmate connections, but it's also good for dealing with your fears. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so Astrophyllite, you and I gotta talk. Because I know what your karmic burden is, and I know I don't even really have to draw hardly any other card. Maybe one or two, but and I know the reason why to draw them is just simply for a couple of issues. So your problem is that you have a tendency to hide behind your mask. You don't like to show yourself often. Your true self. We all have masks that we wear for different things. Work, home, friends, when we're sick. We all have different masks for different reasons. And there's nothing wrong with masks to a point, but you have forgotten who your true self is behind the mask. And you need to find that true self. Okay? And there's a big reason. The Eagle King brings forth the big picture, help from both an angelic help and help on a larger scale. And you being hidden behind this mask, you're missing the big picture. You're missing the actual scope of where and who you are. You're missing out on a true home, true sanctuary. And it's biting you in the ass hard. But you can be better the moment you drop that mask fully. Whether it just be in your own home, whether it's with friends, or a combination thereof, you can make this work. It's hard for you to drop the mask because having the mask up is what protected you in a lot of ways for really good reasons. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't for a good reason. It was. But once you drop the mask, you're going to be able to co-create a better existence for yourself. You're going to turn around and get rid of that feeling of helplessness, of being powerless, being trapped. You're going to turn around and be able to build a better legacy. You're going to be able to have more security and financial prospects. You're going to get rid of the aspect of feeling like you're in upheaval over upheaval, everything being unbalanced and unhinged. This is because you live behind the mask. So there's no balance or structure to yourself right now. You are needing temperance. Once you get yourself outside of that mask, a new romance cycle begins for you. You'll be able to turn around and get a chance to meet your soulmate. You will see prosperity. You will actually have a chance at romance. Permanent romance. Love. Marriage. Long-term commitments. So, Astrophyllite. Drop your mask. Learn what it means to be you again. Not the person everybody sees. Not the person you think everybody needs to see. But whom you truly are. One of the things we always think of is that we have to hide who we are. That's not true anymore. You need to be who you truly are, inside and out. By doing that, you're no longer going to be worried about your home being unsecured or anything else. You're going to be able to create yourself a brand new life that is worthy for yourself, worthy of a soulmate, worthy of having balance, having a chance to get your soulmate, being able to get rid of the ups and downs that you've been having. But you have to make that choice. You have to see the big picture. Can you see the big picture? Lay down that burden. Lay down that fear. The mask is I'm not saying that you can't have a mask, but there are times you need to put down the mask, at least in your own home. At least occasionally when you see people and start trusting people, like your close friends. Some of them don't need to see the mask anymore, because otherwise you forget who you are behind the mask. And the mask becomes you, and it's not you. So you need to seriously consider this, okay? If you really want financial and romantic happiness, you want security in your life, then you need to think about this hard, okay? So Astroflight, that is your reading. Kind of intense, kind of cool. All right. And I was feeling Astroflight quite well. Oh. Okay, so let's see. And we're gonna do Super 7 next. Super 7 to the rescue. Let's see what your karmic burden is. Okay. Sometimes I think when I get certain cards, I swear it's because when they come up that they are really, yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Sometimes when I get cards and I see the way that they're patterning, it's like I can see who they fit with in my personal life, and then I can see how they fit with me personally on some level. But at the same time, I can see people out in the universe, even though I don't know them personally. I can see glimpses of who they are, and it amazes me because I know that they need this message as much as I need to give them the message, because I know that they're willing to hear the message. And even though they'll cringe a bit, they're ready to hear something. And part of me is like, I don't want to be beating them over the head with it, but at the same time too, I really want them to hear this, because I know that they are capable of doing so much and make a change in this world that they have no clue about yet. So, and seeing these cards really just kind of hit home just how big this is. So I need to really go over it. So we're talking about choices. You have a karmic burden. You don't like to make the wrong choice. In fact, you'll avoid the wrong choice to the point where you won't make a choice at all. You're so afraid of making wrong choices. Which brings you to the bridge. Changes. You hate change with a passion. But life is change. Every day you breathe, every time you wake up, it's a change. Change is what you make of it, honestly. It's something that if you embrace the idea of change, change is not so bad. Now, I'm not going to tell you that there aren't going to be moments when you look at change, whether it be at work or whatever, and you go, are you serious? This is stupid. You aren't incorrect by this matter. However, you have to remember sometimes changes have to be made to be tried out. So they can realize that, yeah, no, this isn't working. Let's go back to where we are, but let's refine it a little bit. So sometimes a bad change has to be made in order to realize that the other one was actually a better choice. Because you don't know until you try it. Because it's true. Sometimes you just don't know until you try it. Now, in order for you to get rid of your karmic burden of not wanting to make a choice, not wanting to do the wrong thing, you have to believe in the impossible. In your past karmic burden, believing in the impossible was very hard for you. Because if you couldn't see it, you couldn't believe in it. And then when you were close to your life ending in a couple of lifetimes, it happened. And it scared the bejesus out of you. And it was like, well, that's how it is. So in this lifetime, you're a little bit more open to the impossible, but you still have trouble with it. You need to be more open because sometimes you are the impossible. You are the impossible that everybody's waiting to happen. So you have to believe because you are that. Other thing is you need to believe in your tribe. Everybody has a soul tribe. Everybody. You need to gather those people in your soul tribe. Hold them close. They are going to be the ones that will help you to change the way that you deal with your karmic burden. Help you break the cycle. If it's a bad karmic burden. Some karmic burdens are okay. They just need to be in moderation or in small amounts. Like for you, not wanting to believe in change or thinking change is bad. It's not that change is bad. It's just that changing, or basically, as a friend of mine put it, swinging in the wind every 2 seconds is not going to help you none. But deliberate change based on facts and knowledge is always going to be good to try to do. And the soul tribe is actually good because they will tell you straight to your face, you're blowing hot air, or hey, this actually might work. I mean, there may be some complications, but it sounds feasible. Let's give it a try. Now, the Queen of Light is all about illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. Celebrating your soul tribe, being there for you, is huge. Making changes, being able to make choices that are hard for you. It's going to be all about it. And in fact, you're going to have somebody who's methodical, patient, and hard that's going to be there for you. We know that you put so many burdens upon yourself that you don't put yourself first. You tend, because you don't like to make change, you try to do everything the hard way. You need to stop that. Now, there is going to come a change out of the blue, and it's going to scare you to death, but it's also going to be an impetus if you don't start making these changes for yourself. It is going to be a change that you will not like. It will hurt you, and it's going to hurt you because of the fact that it's going to force you to either stand your ground, defend yourself, and not necessarily in a physical way. It's not going to be like somebody attacks you or anything else. It could be more of a psychological thing. Somebody's going to attack your intelligence stance, your emotional stance. And you're going to have to try to be able to defend this belief system you have in not wanting to change, not wanting to take a chance on stuff. And you're not going to be able to defend it. And it's going to tear you apart if you don't start making the changes now. Now, you want to break the pattern of wishful thinking, illusions, temptations of being, as a friend of mine put it, of being the idiot that doesn't know better. Because remember, once that all happens, the worst is over. You can only go up from here. And the nice part about all this, honestly, is if once you start changing, you start doing little things, you're start going to see success. You're going to start seeing pleasure. You're going to have happiness in this. The other aspect that's going to happen is you're going to find your prince or princess charming. You're going to see the things that you really truly wish for, but you've never made allowed come true. You are going to probably have some therapy involved with this, only to help you out, to make you feel stronger about what you're doing, to make you comfortable with the practice. Friends are going to be at your side. Like I said, your soul tribe is going to be the heart of who and what you are. And you will have victory on doing this and feeling good about yourself. And these choices you make is going to bring balance in your life for once. Balance is huge for you at this point in time once you start doing these changes, because you're so afraid of not having balance that once you start making these changes, it's still going to be your fear. But you're going to realize that by making simple itty-bitty changes, you can readjust your balance at any given time. And it'll be mind-blowing for you. You'll be like, oh my God. And it'll open up your chance for romance and love. So for you, Super 7, it is truly about taking the chance, being real, being open to love and romance, having the opportunity to being the change, being a positive change, being the balance within yourself and within others. Before something happens that forces you to realize that change is something that has to be done. Before somebody destroys your belief system and totally destroys the way you look at stuff. Because that's hard. That's really a hard thing to do, to deal with. So you truly have the ability to do this, to deal with this burden. It's not a hard burden, but it is a burden all the same, and it can be tough for a lot of people. So take a chance, sit back, relax, think about this, think about changes, think about balance, where you are on the scale of things, and what small ways that you might make small changes to make your life better, and implement them little by little. Let your soul tribe in, let them help you. You'll find that by making those small changes and realizing small changes can make the best progress. 20% of your work makes 80% of your success rate. So little effort does awesome results. That's what you need to focus on. Okay? Alright. That is my Super 7. Super 7. Super 7. And now we're going to do Opalite. Opalite, what is your karmic burden? Okay. Alright. Okay. Opalite, you and I have some similar issues. Okay. Don't have all the same issue for karmic burden, but we have some. So first off, you have issues with your anger. Strife, anger, being upset. You also oftentimes feel like you're lost. Caught in a maze. It's usually your own maze of your own doing. But you often feel that you get shunted aside, like all of a sudden they are trying to put you where you feel like you're lost and trapped, and there's no way out of whatever you're caught into. Now, this anger that you feel is something that is carried over lifetime into lifetime. And it's something that you've done to yourself. In the sense that anger, there's productive anger and there's unproductive anger. You're on the unproductive anger scale. A lot of the reasoning behind it is the fact that you have not learned to let go of what makes you angry and upset. So you keep rethinking on the things in the past that make you hurt, and it makes you more angry that you get hurt. You keep reliving those experiences over and over again when you need to let them go. Been there, done that. And I'm going to tell you from personal experiences that after a while you either let it go or you let it win. And right now, because of your anger and stuff, you're letting it win. And it's not good for you. It's ruining your health. It's ruining your security. You're not feeling secure because you're angry and you're upset and you're this and you're that. And yeah, so you're destroying your own life because you can't move forward. Congratulations. This is your karmic burden. So you have to make some choice. So answers you need are coming. And they are. You are going to get some answers, and you're not going to like all of them because some of them are going to piss you off. And I actually can tell you without a doubt, I really don't care whether you like it or not. The star is going to give you some hope. It is going to tell you that there is a little bit more hope on the horizon for you, but you have to understand that you do have to listen to some guidance, some higher knowing that you are lacking right now. You're not going to want to hear it. And that's okay, because you've already been dealing with anxiety and depression. So do you want to get out of the anxiety and depression? I hope so, because if you do, then you're going to want to listen. You've had some financial trouble, and some insecurity. But if you start making these changes and you start listening to the divineness, you're going to start a brand new journey. This brand new journey is going to help you out. In fact, we're looking for you at balance in your life, a renewal, rebirth. You're going to be able to go forward and be yourself. We're going to have some success. You're going to have some stability in your life. And more importantly, you're going to have some soul family contentness. You're going to have some personal contentment in there. You're going to learn to control your anger, and you're going to let go of the anger that is unproductive. You're going to realize that unproductive anger sucks. More importantly, you're going to learn that you're going to hit abundance. Abundance is going to come your way the moment you let go of the crap that doesn't work anymore, which is a lot of it. You're also going to create some new stuff. New projects and ideas are going to become your lifeline to being there for you. You're going to get gifts. You're going to realize that you have simple pleasure, simple memories that are going to bring you happiness. You are going to also, at this point in time, you're going to have some serious clarity and victory and success once you move forward from that nonsense. And you are going to have good fortune in your way. So you will also have love. Ta-da. Ooh, I'm feeling like Loki. Ta-da. So for you, Opalite, your anger is the one that's driving you into this nonsense mode of not success, not happiness, not feeling like this, not trusting, not doing anything, because you're basically cycling into yourself and driving yourself this way. Your karmic burden is carrying on from that same mode in every lifetime. So it's time to stop and get off the Ferris wheel, okay? Simply just stop the Ferris wheel, get the fuck off, and start doing and moving forward. Divine guidance has said you can get off that ride now and have some hope. Change is coming. Embrace the change. And remember, change doesn't have to be big. It's not this huge, oh my God, I'm going to change my whole life from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep at night. A lot of change is just getting off the damn Ferris wheel. Okay? A lot of times, that's all it is. That first little change, just getting off the Ferris wheel, will probably change 80% of your life. Once you get off that Ferris wheel of anger, other stuff will start coming through. The happiness, the change, the ideas, the creativity, the abundance, the chance for financial stability. Why? Because you're looking at the idea of this has been putting you into this little box. You've opened the box up and walked out. Now you have all this available to you. See the difference? You went from this tiny little thing like this to all of this. That was close to you for so long. This is what you have to do. And it's a tiny thing. Simple thing. You went from being this tiny covered thing to being a glowing, shining moment. Give yourself that chance. I know it's not simple. It's not easy. It's tough and hard. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. Okay? I won't. I'm not going to lie to you. But what I will tell you is you will be able to be that clarity. You will have clarity once you make that change, to stop being angry about all this other stuff and to stop thinking about how the past has done you wrong. Bullshit. Well, yeah, the past done you wrong. Now it's now. This is now. That was then. Let's go forward. Come on. And make good now. Once you do that, you're looking at a chance of making some awesome love, success, clarity, pleasures and simple changes, new projects, abundance, family and friends, happiness, stability, balance and renewal, new journeys, getting rid of the isolation and instability, getting rid of the anxiety and depression. What else do you need? This is all going to happen if you walk away from that. Seems pretty simple. It's going to take some hard work. But if it's my choice, I'm going to give up the old anger and the old crap. Get rid of the anxiety and depression. Start learning to be happier with myself, happier with who and what I am. Have higher knowing and be divinely guided. Change is coming. Are you going to be part of that change for yourself? For happiness? Your choice. So, there you go, Opalite. So, I hope all of you enjoyed the readings. I hope you guys took a lot out of what karmic burdens may be affecting you or pushing you into certain aspects of your life, causing some difficulty. I know it's not always the easiest thing to deal with. It never is. I'll be honest with you. It never is. Hopefully you will see some goodness coming out of everything. And hopefully you will also figure out a way to make yourselves feel a little bit better. By making small changes. Little things like I've shown you make such a big difference. And until next time, Bendithian.